another week of the Win Big Sports Talk podcast. Coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, down south. Broadcasting remote this week. Thank you for joining me. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Big sports betting talk and podcast. You can reach out to us on our contact page at WBSNsports.com to sponsor the podcast. You can also find the minute highlights, rumors, and news at WBSN. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at WBSN Sports, and subscribe to our podcast feed on Spotify and Anchor FM. I'm Gabriel Schrei, host of the Win Big Sports Podcast, back with another week of the podcast. You can tune in on Spotify, Anchor FM, WBSNsports.com, 105.3 Power Radio, 96.9 Fresh Air Radio, and watch the podcast at WBSNsports.com, or cut out the middleman and head right to our YouTube channel. Well, let's get into pick results. From last week, I called for Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, Tulane, Florida State, Kansas State, Notre Dame, Washington, Ole Miss, North Carolina, Penn State, Utah, Clemson, Bama, USC, LSU, Tennessee, TCU, Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas A&M, Pittsburgh, Houston, App State, and Fresno to win. Went 19-6 on those picks. Not bad. I'm 140-36 on the year, so that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Let's get into this week's picks. First up, it's Georgia. Don't lose any sleep over this one, Bulldog fans. UGA is definitely going to win this one. Tech has almost no chance of winning. My pick, 41-7 in this one. Louisville at Kentucky. That's all Kentucky. Big time chance for Kentucky to win this one. I think it's going to be tight, though. Probably a 3 or 4 point game, so I'm going to call it 24-20. Wildcats win that one. Purdue at Indiana. Boilermakers definitely going to come away with a victory here. Another tight one, probably about a 10-point game. I'm going to call it 30-21. Purdue with the win. Iowa State at TCU. 10-point spread in this one. I definitely think the Horned Frogs are going to win this one. Cyclones have no margin for error, so I think TCU is going to come in, try to hang some points on them. It'll probably be tight. My score pick 33-18 in that one. Michigan State at Penn State. I'd love to see the Spartans win that one, but the Land-Grant Trophy should go to Penn State. They've got a strong chance to beat a deflated Spartans team and move to 10 wins, close out the season. I pick 36-17 in that one. Utah at Colorado. Expect a strong finish for the Utes who have had, they had a great season and a couple of lucky spots. They're definitely going to try and hang some points on Colorado. My score pick is 40-10. UCF at USF. UCF is a 19.5 point favorite in that one. Definitely going to be the Knights. Shot at the AAC title game is still within grasp for Central Florida. They've got a great chance to win this one. My score pick is 3 or 4 touchdowns. I'm going to say 44-21 victory for UCF. Tennessee at Vanderbilt up in Nashville. Definitely going to be Tennessee. They just came off this ugly loss to South Carolina in the Gamecocks. The Vols need to make a statement here and say they're still a force. A New Year's Bowl on the line against a Vandy team that suddenly won 2 straight after dropping 26 SEC contests in a row. Sounds like a trap game. Big Orange has a big-time chance to win, though, and again, looking to hang some points. I'm saying 43-19 in that one. We'll see. Could be a trap game for Tennessee, but I doubt it. Kansas at Kansas State. Jayhawks are definitely going to win. A shot at the Big 12 game on the line for the Wildcats. They're going to have to take down. They're going to have to take them down. My pick is going to be 37-24 in that one. Next one up. That's not going to be a popular pick for a lot of folks. And a lot of folks I know well. Definitely taking Ohio State in this one. Love to see Michigan win that one, but I just don't really see it happening. Michigan has struggled for a long time. You can watch the noon kickoff Fox, Fubo TV. And I really don't know who's going to win this one. I'm taking Ohio State straight up, but Wolverines, I don't know. My level of confidence is low either way. Ohio State is an 8-point favorite in this one. they haven't faced any defenses like Michigan. If the Wolverines want to win, though, they're going to have to do it on the ground. I think it's going to be a great game either way, and I'm taking Ohio State. South Carolina Gamecocks, I'm taking them over number 8 Clemson. That's right, I'm calling for the upset. Lightning strike twice? I think so. Clemson has dominated the matchup. They've won 7 straight games dating back to 2014, but South Carolina's Spencer Rattler looked great. Full record 6 touchdown passes over number 10 Tennessee, knocking them off and pushing them away from the playoff path they were on. South Carolina, I think you win this one. Auburn at number 7 Alabama. I'm taking Bama, of course. You can watch that one 3:30 p.m. CBS Sports, CBSSports.com, and on the app. Crimson Tide, they will win and cover in this one. Auburn's rushing attack is lethal, but the Tide are talented enough to stay disciplined and make sure that Tank Bigsby and Jaquez Hunter don't get loose on a consistent basis. And that defense will wear down the Auburn offensive line and force Robbie Ashford into some uncomfortable spots. This game will be close for 2 quarters or so, but Bama will pull away for a late cover in this one. Number 9, Oregon at number 21, Oregon State. A lot of experts are calling for the upset here and saying that Oregon State Beavers are going to best the Ducks. I'm not seeing it. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Watch it on ABC and Fubo TV, which you can try for free. Ducks got to win this one against their bitter rivals. I think they're going to come away with a victory. The Beavers had Washington and USC on the ropes in some close losses, and they boast one of the best defenses in the Pac-12. Oregon quarterback Bo Nix's health will decide this game, and his performance in a narrow win over Utah enough to bet on him in the clinch. It'll be interesting to see how it takes out either way. Number 5, LSU at Texas A&M. Definitely LSU, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Watch it on ESPN and Fubo TV. Texas A&M wants its season from hell to end, but LSU has potential for a college football playoff berth on the line. Difference in motivation between these two teams is off the charts, not even counting the skill and coaching gaps between the two programs. The double-digit road line is large. The Tigers will take care of business in this one. Number 10, Notre Dame at number 6, USC. I'd love to see Notre Dame win this one. I got a lot of friends that are Notre Dame fans. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kick watch on ABC and Fubo TV. Trojans are definitely going to find Notre Dame to be a tough test. Fighting Irish, we're trying to put people away from Caleb Williams with a solid ground game and complement that with their bench-to-dome-break defense. I just can't see Notre Dame able to somehow pull off a victory in this one. I think USC covers the spread and comes up with a victory in that one. Let's take a look at my pick results from last week for NFL football. Not a bad week for me. Not a good week either, 8-5. So I've really struggled with NFL picks this year. I don't know what it is. I've had some great years picking games in. Well, that puts me at 73-38. It was a weird week too because of the split with the Thanksgiving games. So I did pick all 3 of those correct somehow. Bills, Cowboys, Vikings. And for last Sunday, I called for the Lions, Bills, Colts, Chargers, Falcons, Patriots, Saints, Broncos, Steelers, Cardinals win. I just about split that. The Lions, Bills, Falcons, Pats, and Saints won last Sunday. And then I picked all 3 Thursday contests correctly. Without further ado, let's get into this week's games. The first one I'm calling here is the Bengals at the Tennessee Titans, and that's a pretty interesting one. I'm calling for the Titans to win that one. The Bengals have won 4 of their last 5 games, and the Titans 7 of their last 8, both on upward trajectories, or to a few happy surprises. Cincinnati's great in the red zone. They managed to beat the Steelers last week despite missing Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon, leaving the game with a concussion. But I don't know. The Titans have relied heavily on Derrick Henry as usual, and rookie receiver Traylon Burks has emerged as a real threat. 7 passes for over 100 yards in their win against the Packers. I think that balanced offense is key to the Titans' win this week. Atlanta Falcons at Washington Commanders, 1 p.m. kick. Watch it on Fox. Falcons are going to win this. That's my pick. Taylor Heineke has won 4 of his 5 starts for the Commanders this season. Ron Rivera named him the starter for the rest of the year. After upsetting the Eagles in week 10, Heineke and the Commanders became cutting darlings. This week, everybody's in on him. Falcons are a game and a half behind the Buccaneers in the NFC South. Need to win the division to make the postseason. Neither of these offenses have been particularly impressive. Commanders averaging 4.5 yards per play, 165 passing yards per game over the last 3 games. Falcons big on running back Cordarrelle Patterson, and tight end Kyle Pitts is out, a ligament injury. So, pretty good matchup. It'll be tight, but I'm taking the Falcons on this one. Chicago Bears at New York Jets, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch it on Fox. We're taking the Jets. Jets had 2 yards of offense, an average of 2.7 inches per play in the second half of a bad loss to the Patriots last week in Foxborough. A lot of the blame fell on Zach Wilson. He's been benched in favor of Mike White, and it's been a controversial week for New York. So, I think they got to win this one. I feel good about their team. I don't feel great about their team, but I think the Jets bounce back and get the win here. Green Bay Packers at Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are 9-1. That's a 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on NBC. I think the Eagles are going to win this one. Their defensive line has wobbled against the run, problem the team hoped to plug by acquiring the services of veteran tackles Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh ahead of Week 11. He'll get tested against the Packers and Aaron Jones, a top 10 back who has 770 total yards and averages 5.5 per carry. Every week is a must-win game for the Packers, so they're going to go hard here, but I think the Eagles got this, and they might even cover that 7-point spread. Tampa Bay Bucks and Cleveland Browns, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick, watching on Fox. One of the Browns in this one, they're treading water. Feel like they installed Deshaun Watson as the starting quarterback next week at the end of his 11-game suspension for violating the league's personal conduct code after more than 2 dozen women accused him of sexual misconduct. The Bucks are atop the NFC South. They may have running back Leonard Fournette available to play. Tampa Bay has been better without him, as rookie Rachaad White has shown real promise. This game should be close. Maybe with a field goal, an extra point on 3, they end up spoiling a lot of Bucks Packers days. Browns are going to win this one, and I think they'll cover the spread in it. New Orleans Saints at San Francisco 49ers, 4:30 kick on Fox if you want to watch that one. Saints are going to win this one. San Fran has won 3 in a row. Passing game owns a lot to Jimmy Garoppolo's receivers. He has the highest percentage of yards after the catch of any team this season. The Niners defense hasn't allowed a single point in the second half of each of the last 3 games, but facing the Saints team coming off its best performance of the season last week's defeat to the Rams, I think the Saints are going to stay hot in this one. I don't know if they'll cover that big-time spread. LA Rams at Kansas City, 4:30 p.m. kick. Watch that one on Fox. I'm taking the Rams. They got to win it. They absolutely have to win this one. They have really struggled. We'll see what happens. The Rams are getting a lot of points in the spread because of the absences of Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford. They've been responsible for most of the Rams' offense this season. Then consider Kansas City's offensive firepower. Patrick Mahomes leads the NFL in passing yards, first downs, and touchdowns. It looks like it's all Chiefs, but the Rams have to win this one. We'll see. I really don't think I think it'll be tough, but they've got to win it. So I think they're going to give 110%. Baltimore Ravens, Jacksonville Jaguars, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Watching on CBS, taking the Jags. The Ravens have climbed on Lamar Jackson's back to stay in contention as injuries have racked the lineup. Jags have lost 7 of their last 8, but gradually improved. I think they're going to come up to the upset here. It's just a 4-point spread. Play Chargers at Arizona Cardinals, 4:05 p.m. kick Eastern Standard Time on CBS. If you want to watch that one, taking the Cardinals. Kyler Murray questionable after his 2 games with a hamstring injury. He is able to play. Even a hobbled ground game to give Arizona an advantage. No easier team to run against in the NFL than the Chargers. Give up an average of 5.5 yards per carry. Vegas Raiders, Seattle Seahawks, 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Watching on CBS. That one, taking the Seahawks. They took a disappointing loss to Germany to the Bucks before getting a bye week. They got a week to rest, so Seattle's defense probably going to come back a little stiffened. They shouldn't have too much of a problem with the Raiders at home. Washington. Monday night's game, the Pittsburgh Steelers at Indianapolis Colts. It's a weird season for these two ball clubs. 15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Watching on ESPN. Steelers defense looks a little better now that T.J. Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick have returned to the lineup. Pittsburgh out of playoff contention at this point, but this is the final game on a Monday night this season. So look for the gamblers should go out, pick them, cover that spread. All right, clips of the week. We're skipping right over our bets. I'm broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia this morning, so no sports betting allowed in the state of Georgia. Couldn't bet if I wanted to this time. We're going to get right into our clip of the week without further ado, based on that alone.
Here's a little give. Oh, it's his National Tight Ends Day. Peyton Hender's shot on the run. And he's going to jump in the Salvation Army kettle.
Can't beat the Sally. I love it. Jump right in that kettle. Let everyone know. I think everybody saw these two just because it was prime time. It's the holidays. Everybody's home with their family. And a lot of the guys got that mascot. Tell me what that mascot's doing. Take another look at that left side of your screen. What's that mascot doing? I don't know.
What are you going to do? How are you going to top that tonight?
Well, he's got grills. That's probably the next step. I need to go get some custom grills. I got to call my dentist. I don't know if my dentist back in
Her cousin says he's getting grills. What can I say? Hey, clips of the week can be viewed on the video version of the podcast. Find it at WBSNsports.com or cut out the middleman and head right to our YouTube channel. I appreciate you tuning in for another edition of the podcast. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Follow me at Schrei Guy. Follow us at WBSN Sports. We appreciate you tuning in for Win Big Sports Betting Talk and the Win Big Sports Betting Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Audio Jungle.